Greetings, everyone. It is I, Kikoski, welcoming you to a stream. The pre-stream, to be exact, where you have the opportunity to get here, get comfortable, and get ready for, hopefully, the game loading. Game, please. Okay, the game's loading! Hooray! It's time for more King of the Castle. It's more excuses to Daka Daka. Hello there, Mindstorm Specialist, not a rogue. Me. Do you remember what happened last time? Last time on my birthday, where we actually continued... Ah, well. We had a birthday stream of King of the Castle. I remember Kiko won. Kiko actually won. He managed to continue the spunty line. Which won't at all happen now, because there is zero chance I'm going to win again. Oh, literally zero. Literally zero. That was last month, Specialist. But thank you. I appreciate it. It was nearly last month. So I hope we're brandishing knives again. Yeah, that's right. I have no idea what I'm doing. Well, it's okay, because there will be a point where you can join in. Hello there, Leogom. Dagger? More like trying to use Kiko's back as a sheath for a dagger. Yeah, that's absolutely going to happen. 2 years of supporting, awesome. Well, thank you ever so much. That is so absurdly kind of you. Thank you. That is extremely kind. But yes, let's be honest, nobody here knows what anyone is doing. Totally not going to commit political sabotage. Really? You're not? Because I don't believe you. I don't believe you at all. And I have good reason not to believe you. I certainly don't know what I'm doing, or what Kiko is doing, beyond acting paranoid. I mean, is it paranoia when you know they're out to get you? It's the age-old question. Let's all celebrate the delicious Deus Phoenix with cheese. Ah, yes. Dude. How are you all? I hope you're all good. Don't mind me, by the way. I'm just going to sort stuff out with my models, because there's a model here that needs to go away for the moment. I am engaging in model shenanigans. I did a lot of priming of models today. We're totally not going to stab you in the back. We make sure to stab you in the front. I mean, at least you're honest about it. At least you're honest. That's probably not the best thing. But you are honest. You are honest. Hello, how you doing, Templayer? I hope you are doing well this day. Hope things are going good. I'm too sober for this game. One moment, please. Do you really... I mean, you only gotta click things. Perhaps that may be too sobering a thought. Having to click thing. I mean, it is pretty intensive having to click thing. Alright, now I'm ready. I don't think you actually did anything to change it. I'm just saying. Not sure you did anything to change things. Hang on. Oh, this is a plan I did not think through. I need to turn the chair around. Whoa. I need to give these primed models an opportunity to breathe, as it were.
Mayhem! Yippee!
And there is Faramir there with 25 months. Thank you ever so much. That is so kind of you. Thank you. Whoops! Oh boy, King of the Castle. We can mess with you. I mean, you do that anyway. Whoops, jump the gun. That's okay. It'll give you the opportunity to do the joining in time. Not yet, though. Paint fumes is one form of intoxication. True, but they're actually contained for the most part. Actually, I should leave them contained. The smell will dissipate. Or that box may end up just smelling of paint. That they're toxic. Yeah, it's completely sealed up, so it's all good. Like, I primed them, and then I put them away, so it's all good. Huzzah! Meeting this afternoon. What meetings? Hello, how are you doing? I hope you are doing well. I just need to get the 2 models that I've already painted out. It's like Wildermyth, if storytelling and participation was arranged. Yeah, I mean, yes. You are not wrong. You are very much not wrong. So what I'm going to do is I'm now going to do... Don't mind me, I am engaging in box shifting shenanigans. Box shifting shenanigans are occurring. Oh, and also mic moving shenanigans are occurring. I apologize for that. That is completely my fault. So if I do that... There we go. Now all of the already painted models are in the same box. Like that. Oh, potato. Hello, Cav! How you doing? Cav is ready to destroy me. Someone's gonna get me this time round. Someone's gonna get me. It's just a question of who and how quickly. Because our kingdom be prospering. It did very well last time. Whoo! Alternatively, think of it as King of Dragon Pass, but we play as the crazy village. No. No, Dryad, stop it. It was like 3 times, people. It's going to be Cav given that statement. It's always Cav. Alas, that I have work meeting as part of the stream, but I look forward to taking part once it's done. Good plan. Hello there, everyone. I hope you're all doing good. Just don't act like... Look, it won't matter how I act. You're all going to try and destroy me. People join for voting anytime? Yes, they can. Ah, the Dryad curse. Do you want to know with that channel, the music didn't work when I was playing the game, like, properly, so I had to put the music in manually. It wasn't a fun experience having to put the music in manually for the whole playthrough. Well, I certainly will not be looking to Blackadder as my inspiration for how to behave in your... I mean, let's be honest here, you're just gonna all try and murder me. That is literally how it's going to go. You are all going to try and destroy and hate me. So, do we get instructions on how to play? Yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. You are nobles, you are given a certain amount of coin, and you're part of factions that all seek to end my rule. And make your own faction rule. That is what you all intend to do. You intend to put your own king. Last time we tried and outmaneuver each other, that didn't go too well. It didn't. Because the fun part is, you all want me gone, but you all don't want the other faction in charge either. You don't want the other people to win. You want you to win. And I, unfortunately, am one of the other people. So I'm also trying to win, while playing all of you against each other. So it's very fun. And very silly, and it's all gonna go horribly wrong. It's just a question of when it goes wrong, and how it goes wrong, and why it goes wrong. It's just a question of when, not if. It's never a question of if. And who it goes wrong. The zombies, that's how it goes wrong. I mean, if zombies is how it goes wrong, that will be interesting. All schemes are to hold for like 2 seasons thanks to Monoble's sabotage. I mean, that's how it goes, you see. That's how it goes, Rotaranek. You don't want the other factions to win. So, yeah, you're all working to scheme against me, but you're all working in different ways to scheme against me. You don't have a united front, because there are 3 other factions. And me, being king. But Spunty had a successful reign. King Spunty had a successful 15-year reign as king. So regardless of what happens, Spunty done good. Spunty done good. So, Cav, this may seem like a silly question, but what happens with my ruler with the fact that I have a successor? Do they get picked as a different... Do they get randomly assigned? I don't know. That is an interesting question. I honestly don't. Yeah, how many people actually have a win to know what happens with your heir? I don't know. Yeah, but who is the heir? That's not been determined. Like, I got to set up who Spunty was. Exactly. People don't see the hosts win. Yeah, but they were a child. They were not an adult. They'll be an adult now. Yeah, but I don't know what they look like. Do I customize that? Or does it get decided for me? That is the question. I don't know. Because this is literally the 2nd time I've been playing it. So it's all a mystery. Interesting, considering the fact, Mighty Nell, that we adopted a child. So there's no reason why they would look like both of us, because we adopted a child. So it might be random. Yeah, I played it on my birthday, 10-player, last month. It was a fun stream. It was a crazy stream. So yes, for those that don't know, when it gets to the point of actually continuing the game, you'll get the opportunity to join as nobles. And it will all be crazy. And weird. Also, I got my Twitch recap. Would you like to know what the first, second, third, fourth, and fifth favourite emotes were? Do you want to know what was first? Who can guess what was first? Who can guess what was first? The ham is not one of my emotes, so no. You post on Discord. I know, but some people won't be on Discord, will they? So first was hang on. First was the wave. Second was Art Bear, because Art Bear is amazing emote. Nope, not there. Third was the Eep Eep. Eep Eep gets a lot of posting. Fourth was Jitters, because Jitters. And fifth was Lizard Doom, looking quite mad at being fifth. They were very mad at being fifth. See, if you want different emotes, it's your job to post them. Yep, in that order. And now people are all going to post their beverage drinks. Like, we got to get beverage there next year. Got to get beverage there. Tangy wasn't even in the running. As an aside, by the way, Tangy. Yeah, they aren't. As an aside, Cav, someone has both the 75k and 100k bit emote slots opened. So we're going to have to think about those slots at some point. Fun fact, that emote is just so amazing. Time to go further or alive. They certainly tried. They ended up not succeeding, as we all know. They did not succeed. So, I will leave it a couple more minutes, and then I'll press continue game. It'll be a fun experience for everyone. Hopefully. They're all riding over with knives, by the way. Every single one of these people has a knife. They're all going to try and destroy me. Every single one. Just give it time. Fun will be had, or else. Yeah. I have like half an hour to watch this. Well, you'll definitely get a feel of how it plays. Of course there will be knives. This is when we, like, lose, and then lose again, and then keep losing, and our kingdom just literally becomes a disaster. Oh no, we have people who are more refined than that. We use stilettos, thank you very much. We wouldn't do a horrible thing like that. You certainly tried last time. You certainly tried last time. But the fun part is then, eventually, you'll have your own person on the throne. And then you'll still want to try and get rid of them, because you won't like them being on the throne either. That's the fun part. That's the great bit. I'm pretty sure that's the game they've all been playing. Seeker. Pretty sure they've all been playing that game. Right. I'm going to leave it 10 more seconds, then I'm going to press continue game and see what happens. So do you have a choice which faction we're in? It is randomly determined, I believe. But I think if you were already playing before, you get put back into the faction you were already in. I think. People who in previous stream will resume their role. Those that weren't will get new roles. So, I'm going to press continue, and we'll see what happens. Ah! There is Monarch Spunty 2. Presiding of the Vadar Dynasty, presiding over the kingdom of the Chiefs of the North, the Barons of the March, and the Counts of the East. It's a fine monarch. It's a fine monarch. The Vadar Dynasty. We will give it a few more seconds, and then I will press... If I press load game, we'll go back to the joining part, I imagine. For everybody being there. So if I press load... Ah, here we go. Exclamation mark join. There's Cav. Count of the East. Welcome back, everyone. Those of us could use Discord to talk. It's better to do it here, because that way it all becomes public. I mean, your call, but not everyone's going to join Discord for that. By the way, I do have a Discord. Yeah, we have Deathwalker and Mighty Niall, Super Sing-Along and Cav there. So 9, 9, and 11 Barons. We got 58 people in chat. We got 58 people. Bindle there is a Chief of the North. Where's the code? You just exclamation mark join. That's all you do. Exclamation mark join. And if you have a preferred like thing, you can put that there. That's it. It just goes in. See, there's Cav, looking fancy as ever. Oh, Twitch game, not browser based. Yep, it's Twitch game. How does this work? For those who missed the birthday stream, I'm a bit confused. Do not worry, it will become it's very evident. It's very evident. Do you have anything special to connect when you own the game? No, but you can set up your person to look particularly custom. The fancier borders are people who bought the game and connected their Twitch. Yeah. So we have 11... We have about a good 34 people. Good 34 people. This is my first time, but I'm excited. Well, hopefully it ends up being enjoyable. As I perish. Horribly. And you all murderate me. Because you will. Because I got lucky the first time round. I will not get so lucky this time around. Right, shall we get started, Cav, I think? Shall we begin? Hello, Sabrok, how you doing? It won't be fine. Let's go. Begin the game. Dong! I had 15 years of a good reign with Spunty. So, this is the kingdom that we have here from last time. A kingdom, I might add, that is exceptionally profitable with trade. And with one people. Farming is fantastic. Military is pretty strong. Faith is pretty strong in 2 of the regions. And defiance is low. Our authority and stability are 6. It's also north as well. And our money is 4,750. And the objective of you lot, you will see it as we get going. Right now there is the council introduction, the coronation, and the path to victory. Let us first do the council introduction. Long live the North. Now that you're a monarch, your first duty is to meet with the Council of Nobles. We'll introduce ourselves to each faction in turn. We'll start with the Chiefs of the North. What a horrible night to have a council. Remember, our objective is to derail the current monarch, but you also have to derail each other. Because not only do I have to lose, your faction has to win. Remember that. Good luck on the days ahead, your greatness. You'll need it dealing with us lot. There's Chief PGW Chaos. We'll introduce ourselves to the Barons of the Marsh. Hail and well met, your highness. Under your leadership, we'll whip this kingdom into shape. And the Counts of the East. Oh look, it's Conte Super Singalong. An honor to finally make your acquaintance, your grace. I was dismayed to hear of your father's passing. I certainly wasn't trying to stab him when it happened. He just dropped dead at the time and I thought it was all convenient. I mean, it was so sad. So very, very sad. And with that, introductions are done. The council hall immediately fills with raised voices as the nobles begin to argue. That is you. That's you, chap. You're the nobles. You're all arguing with each other. Well done. More people are joining. Beautiful. Also, 39 nobles. We can click this at any time and see you all, as well as all of the money you have. Some of you have no money. Some of you have more money because you were playing last time. This is a thing I have to deal with. Entrenched nobles. Is this what your father fought so hard for? Yeah, no, it was better in Spunty's day. It was better. It was much better in Spunty's day. By the way, there's another empire over there. The frozen wastes up there. Let's go to the coronation. Your Majesty, it was an honor to serve your father, but now it's your time to wear the crown. Accidentally knife stab while falling down. No! Don't dunk the monarch! As is tradition, the council will decide what happens to your coronation. What? But it's my coronation! This isn't an absolute monarchy, your majesty. Everything has to be run past a council vote. Even this. Shall we call the nobles in? So this is your default vote. So, the last dialogue option was about waterproof clothes. Ooh. Yes. So,
Mayhem. Yippee!
there is clout, by the way, subbing for 30 months. Thank you ever so much. That is so kind of you. Thank you. So, here are your options. A lavish parade with jugglers and fountains of wine. Foreign dignitaries to show off our wealth. Throw the monarch in the river. Or the nobles must put on a vast banquet for the monarch. You don't get to vote yet. Now, I could veto throwing you in the river. Now, this means that you will get personal wealth. You know what I'm going to do? I'm on a monarch's choice. Making myself poorer. I'm on a monarch's choice making myself poorer. This literally makes me poorer. Why do that? There's no reason. So what happens here is we'll start the vote in a moment. Vote type, exclamation mark, vote, A, B, C, or D, to pick what you want. I see we're going with a tradition here. Oh, look at this. Oh, it's neck and neck. Cav immediately voted C. It's tradition. You've got to throw the monarch in the river. Oh no, we're about to break tradition. Is tradition about to be broken? Oh no. Cav is mad. Oh! There's a tie break. Voting tied at 16. Tie break by selecting one of these options. Well... throw the monarch in the river it is. We have a tradition to uphold. Throw the monarch in the river. This means I don't lose money, at least. That was a tie. We don't die from this. It is decided. The monarch will be thrown in the river, like your father before you. And so it begins. The nobles pick you up and carry you out the Treadwater River, hurling you into the shallow water with a cheer. When you climb back up the bank, soaking wet, the Chancellor steps forward and places the crown upon your head. Is it your imagination? Or are some of the nobles stifling giggles? Stability has gone up. Authority has gone down. This is important. Stifling? No, you're just utterly giggling and guffawing. That's what you're doing. Hey, I wanted to encourage farming. I know you did and I appreciate it. Yeah, well. I am IRL. Good. The path to victory. We're going to pick a different path this time. A harder one. Your Majesty, you have some big boots to fill. And with your father out of the picture, the nobles will be looking for any opportunity to replace you. Hello, kid. When you die, how do you hope the kingdom will remember you? Ooh, I mean, farming would be easy, but we did farming last time. What do I pick? Architect? Not a choice. Trading looks good. You know, I will roll a dice. We're feeling a bit arbitrary. One is gold military, we go right and then down. Right. As a conqueror, a warrior monarch is sure to be remembered fondly. If they win more battles than they lose. Hello, Abdik. We're going for a warrior monarch. I rolled a 1. Yeah. I suggest over the next few years, you focus on improving the kingdom's overall military as much as possible. Once you have an heir, I will return to discuss how your ambition is progressing. Good luck, Your Majesty. End of the season. I've no clue if I'm in or not. Do you see your name there? There you are. Dentretto. You're right there. Chief of the North. This won't be great for my garden. Chiefs, for the love of all that's dear to you, don't do Ragnarok if you get the choice. End of season. Now we get the fun stuff. Top left of your stream window is a small blue square. Click it and it should tell you. Skald of the Black Rabbit X013 clan, powerful northern orator, stands precariously on a longhouse crossbeam, spitting as they speak. Chiefs of the North, we all know I should be on the throne, not this imposter Monarch Spunty 2. Shouldn't have even gone past Spunty 1 if you ask me. How do we make that happen? It's time to vote! Doppelganger, intimidation, or prophecy? Come on, nobles. Not many of you voted. Only blue can vote. Ooh! Prophecy! Voting is closed. Prophecy. Raising authority. The chiefs plan to realize an ancient northern prophecy. Before the new king rises, the kingdom will be ruled by a mad tyrant. To advance their scheme, the chiefs must raise authority to 5 or more in 2 seasons. Oh! Well, better get to lowering that pretty fast. Also, the chiefs want to raise authority. The other 2 factions want to lower authority. Note that you have to lower authority. Because you don't want the chiefs to win. And neither do I. And this is the joy of the game. 3 factions are against... Now you have to hold it for 2 seasons. They might, but they probably won't. Because you don't want their prophecy, their thing to advance, and yours. You only want yours to. It'll be checked in 2 seasons. So, meanwhile, Vermints of the Death Walker 369 bloodline. Infamous Marcher Hunter stands before a blazing hearth, shouting and swearing. When have the barons of the March backed down from a fight? Never! I know you'll do whatever it takes to put me, your rightful monarch, on the throne. Oh look, there's a lower authority one. Lower others military, and a lower stability one. For you can achieve yours by lowering it, and they can achieve it by raising it. Yeah, you can only vote your own factions. You don't get a say in what... Oh. Suddenly authority is a hot commodity. Yes. Hello, Sintorchestra. That's just rude. That's politics. Voting has closed. They will do it by gunpowder. The Republic of Kirith has a substance called gunpowder. With enough of that, the barons could take over the kingdom. Of course, a sensible monarch would never allow one region to hold such a thing. To do so secretly, the barons must ensure their trading partners don't fear the monarch's wrath. You must lower your authority to 4 or less in 2 seasons. So there we go. Either have one advance or have the other. This is going to be interesting. It's going to be short, too. Oh, I'm in trouble no matter what happens. This is war. Yes, it is. Meanwhile, Carol of the Neo-Nautilus Dynasty, legendary former hermit, leans delicately on a podium, speaking in a melodious voice. My fellow counts, in ancient times the East was its own proud kingdom. We can bring back those days of glory, but not while the false monarch Spunty too wears the crown. Honestly, I quite liked Spunty 1, but his son? Heh, a pretender. How will you do it? May I? Oh! Oh no! Everything could be based around stability. Oh no! Oh no! Raise the treasury! Okay, I'm in serious trouble. Yeah, they learnt from last time. Raising the treasury via an uprising. The counts plan to incite a peasant uprising to overthrow the monarch before swooping in to steal the throne for themselves. To advance their scheme, they must raise the treasury to 2,000 or more. Oh, I have to spend loads of money to stop you. Time to bankrupt the kingdom! Your Majesty, these upstarts are saying they have the right to a throne. No doubt the nobles are already scheming to crown their region's preferred claimant. Yay! You know what? I want to make this interesting. We're going to adopt anonymous voting. So that you can't see how the vote is going on. Why not? If I'm gonna lose, we're gonna lose in style. Alright. A new plague, your honor guard, and missing bees. Well, we have to start with the bees. Your Majesty, terrible news from the east. The bees have vanished. But my breakfast, honey. I fear it has wider implications than your breakfast, Your Highness. We counts rely on the bees for our honey trade. But worse, in the east, bees are bringers of good fortune. We look after them, and they look after us. It's a grim omen indeed if they've deserted us. Our peasants are scared that we've offended the bees somehow. We must track them down. Track down the bees? Your father was great with farming in the land. You surely know much about farming, right? Yes, sure. Bees come and go. Let nature take its course. Send messengers to investigate other regions. Ask the peasants if they noticed anything wrong. Huh. That's... This is a terrible set of things to vote on. Basically, I pick, do I want this to go up, or do I want it to go down? Do I want the barons, or do I want the chiefs? I don't know which is going to be worse. You know what I'm doing? I want to make this easy for you. The barons have more stuff. This is true. This is true. The barons do indeed have more stuff. They do have more stuff. Let's veto that one. These come and go. Let nature take its course. Oh no! Oh, those two are vehemently voting against the barons. Looks like the East has betrayed you, barons. You'll have to remember this. Oh, definitely betrayed you. We will have our revenge. These come and go. Let nature take their course. As the eastern beehives languish empty, eastern peasants start sewing bee emblems on their shirts in a vain effort to bring them back. Still, other nobles profit from the situation. The counts have quite the monopoly on honey, and this has given them the chance to get in on the market. Oh, everyone else is getting more stuff. Oh, no. Fear grows more and more amongst the counts, who complain that the crown cares nothing for their troubles. Well, that went badly. My liege, I have a brilliant idea. Why don't you hold a battle royale to choose your honor guard? If you let us host it in the marsh, I'll even pay for it. The spectacle will boost our economy massively. And of course, I'm confident the Marsh's veterans will win. Your Majesty, this is pointless. Why don't you just choose your honor guard and have it done with it? Perhaps we could hold a less violent contest? By the ninth, where's the fun in that? I won't be funding it if you're going down that route. Then I'll fund it myself. How delightful! What kind of contest would your Majesty like to hold? Ooh, what do I want to host? You know what? Drink, drink, drink. Gnosis has the right idea here. I think we're going to host a beauty pageant. Each candidate chooses their best-looking representative. The contestants arrive on a great wooden stage, each wearing a sash displaying the symbol of their region. You signal for the first contestant to go forward. The Marcher veteran shuffles sullenly across the stage. Looks like he didn't even bother to shave this morning. Someone boos, and he flips them the middle finger. Good going, barons! You did a good job there. Spunty 2 is so doomed. The Marcher veteran shuffles sullenly... Oh, we already did that one. Wait. We missed the Count's one. Wait, was the... Where was the Count's one? Where was the Count's? Last but not least, the Northern Warrior rips with his shirt, howling like a wolf, as he reveals a huge and hairy chest. There are some appreciative murmurs from the gallery. Okay. Game? Game? I'm pressing go! The game doesn't like... Uh-oh, says Cav. Is the game breaking? It's bugged out! Beauty pageant was too much? What do we do, Cav? How the impressive chest broke the game? Chiefs win by default. Nobody ever picked the pageant, it seems like. Restart and hope it works? What's the options menu? Quit? Resume options. The game realizes you're in a no situation, want to throw you about. Quit. Let's see what happens. So if we go back and we press continue here, we'll try it again. So Join up everyone again. You should all be in the same servers. We'll have to speed run everything. I blame the Barons, Counts and Spunty too. It's not my fault! I didn't do it! It wasn't me! Hopefully everybody's still on the same teams. Are you all the same teams? Or have you all been randomly shifted? You are. Okay, good, good. That was weird. That was weird. I feel like there's a little bit of a skew in the number of nobles here because the Chiefs of the North have 16. I'll wait a little while. I don't know what happened there. You did this. I didn't know it would break. Hopefully it goes like back to the event and we'll do something a bit different. Alright, I'm going to go ahead now. We'll see what happens. It was too beautiful. I don't understand why it won't connect my custom character. I don't know either. Right, let's go again. Does it start me from the beginning? No, it doesn't. We're back to the Honor Guard. We're back to the Honor Guard situation. That is good. Let's see if it bugs out again. It's different this time. One day you're walking through the palace gardens when you're confronted by an unusual sight. No beauty pageant this time. One of your palace watchers standing guard, but instead of a pike, he's holding a mop. Fearlessly defending me from dust, are you? Last week, a grubby kitchen urchin kicked me in the shins and sold me proper pike. I grabbed the first replacement I could. But what if there was an assassin? I probably hid it behind a decorative urn. Great. I can only apologize, Your Majesty. The Palace Watch have become more incompetent than usual recently. It's obvious you need a proper honor guard to protect you. But first, how can we improve the watch? Oh! Okay, so spend a fortune on fancy equipment is a good thing. There's no need to do anything. You know what I'm going to do? We've already done veto. But you know what I'm going to do? Hey, guess what? You don't get to see who votes. Not this time. I don't get to see who votes. A would make it easier for the Chiefs. Don't let the Chiefs get away with their scheme. We'll try. Ah! It's more that we don't see who's voting. Okay, that's how it works. We don't see who's voting. We only know the... Oh! Oh! We only know the people are... Oh! Okay. That's fascinating. That's not good at all. No. The cat chatter gives away. It's okay. I would. It scrolls fast though. 19 unknown nobles voted. We don't know who they were. There's no need to do anything. Next time you patrol the palace grounds, you notice that more and more of your watch have lost their equipment. The mop has been joined by other improvised weaponry, including rolling pins, colanders, fireplace pokers, and a head of lettuce. Not even a cabbage! One thing's clear from this mess, is that you need an honor guard who can actually keep you safe. Not like these kittens. Think carefully, Your Majesty. These guards' loyalties will be divided between you and their region. Of course, you could just hire foreign mercenaries. They'd be loyal to coin above all. Ooh, what foreign mercenaries do you suggest? A band of fearsome fighters from the Tatterlands called the a band of fearsome fighters from Matatalands called the Battle-Bitten Brethren. They specialize in bodyguard work, but they're costly, and hiring foreigners will betray a lack of confidence in our kingdom's fighters. What about the northern warriors? Bearded oafs with axes and no manners. They'll get drunk and cause trouble in the palace. No discipline at all. I can't guarantee they won't run off on some random quest, but they're honourable, and at a fight, unbeatable. What about the Eastern Knights? The Order of the Drowned Rose are highly respectable. They'll understand palace etiquette, but it's been years since they fought an actual battle. They mostly write poems these days. What about the veterans of the March? These soldiers have fought more battles than they've had hot dinners. They'll be uncouth, no doubt, and won't adopt well to palace life, but they're loyal and tough as nails. I've made my decision. I await your verdict with bated breath, Your Majesty. I'm not... I might be able to stop the... I might be able to stop the East. Slowly, over time. If I hire foreign mercenaries. It would also lower my authority. Treasury. Yeah, I want to lower it. Yeah, someone is going to end up. Reds are already... You know what? No. You know what? Cav? I didn't trust the Eastern Knights last time. This time I'm going to. The Eastern Knights. I will make the arrangements at once. The knights arrive a few weeks later. They are extremely pale and extremely polite. The commander introduces herself with a florid bow, before reading out a poem she's written for the occasion. There you go. Don't disappoint me, Counts. Acceptable. I see how it is, Kiko. Look, one of you is going to progress your plot at some point. You count on them. Your Highness, the East has been struck with a plague. And not just any plague. A dancing plague! Ooh, what kind of dance? All kinds, but the most popular is one where you shake your arms back and forth across your body. The youth call it the thread, though I have no idea what that means. It affects everyone, even dogs and cats. We don't know how it started, but it's spreading quickly. Whole villages are dancing themselves half to death. Quarantine the affected villages. Oh no. Pass a law that forbids dancing. Ooh. You know you want to. Come on, Chiefs. You know you want to. Let's face it here. I'd rather have the Chiefs progress their plot than them. So devastate the North of the Marsh if we don't quality. Well, just forbid dancing. This will work perfectly fine. Right? This is also totally gonna work, okay? This will totally work. Oh, look at him! Look at him! Oh! There will be no dancing. No dancing today. No dancing. This is so... Spunty is gonna be the worst king. The worst monarch. Fun is banned. Just King Spunty 2 just hammering in the no fun allowed sign. Dancing is banned. The peasantry and nobility are unhappy with the new dancing ban, which has earned you the moniker of the Maudlin Monarch. Worse still, it doesn't slow the spread. No matter how much one is flogged or fined, they continue to dance. Soon your bailiffs are threading along with them. That's fine! It's not fine. None of this is fine. We're in trouble. We're in so much trouble. Ah! So, nobles use their personal wealth to bid on buildings. Only the two highest funded will be built. Use the command !fund X, where X is the character code and Y is the amount you're pledging. Oh dear, there's a plus and a minus authority one. Ooh, I mean the fortress is nice. I like the fortress. But no one's going to vote for the fortress. So the theatre and the monument are going to be the ones that are bitterly contested. Let's go. Also remember, you only have so much money. You have a minute. And immediately, the barons and the chiefs are funding D&B. You don't have to fund anything. Oh, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. How about we sit this one out, Counts? You only lose if it gets funded, that's true. But, good job there. Preserving the Chiefs' lead. This is not going so well, but the good news is, if there's a terrible thing that happens, the kingdom will suffer. You spent 1 coin on the fortress. I appreciate that, Bindle. Thank you. See, I don't get any control over this. Time's up! You voted for a theatre and a monument. Which cancelled each other out. Oh good! The dancing fever's getting worse. But first, let's find a spouse. Your Majesty, it's important you find a spouse sooner rather than later. I'll take the liberty of finding eligible candidates. What is your preference? Men? Women? Do you not mind? I'm not interested in love! I mean, you could do that, Spunty 2. You could! Eddie. Thank you, Your Majesty. I'll send out messages to the most influential noble families in the kingdom. Let's see what they have to offer. Dancing fever, let's go. Count Super Sigalong stands before you, hopping frantically on one foot to the other as he speaks. The plague, Your Majesty! It's spreading! Why, I think I've been affected myself! Where did you learn those moves? Now is not the time for jests, Your Grace. You need to do something or we'll dance ourselves to death! This may look fun, but trust me, it's anything but. Oh, I could hire a wizard! I could hire a wizard! But if I leave A open... If I leave A open... That means that the... you know what? I don't want the barons to get to their second stage. They're very likely to achieve it. They are very likely to achieve it. If I can't... Come on, there's a wizard! Don't you want to see the wizard? No, people don't want to see the wizard. They want to infect the nobility. This is also inadvertently messing over the counts, but it won't probably for the long run. We all want to see the wizard. Let us see the wizard. Let us see the wizard. We gotta see a wizard. Look, if I get invented, how will I tend my garden? Good point. We're hiring a wizard. No, I think I will spend it frivolously. Waiting for the wizard, you wonder if your foot tapping is impatience or infection. When she finally arrives, Pestia is clad in tightly wrapped black silks and wears a face mask that resembles the skull of a giant rodent. Her voice is dark and croaky.
I heard you were having a plague problem, Your Majesty.
Please tell me you can help.
It's a little complicated. I am an expert in plagues and pestilence, but not of the dancing kind.
You must know something that could help.
You have hired me, so I will do what I can, but I make no promises.
As Pestia leaves the room accompanied by a cloud of flies, you pray to the ninth god that she will find a cure soon. Oh boy, I could die before this even gets going! I hired a plague wizard. Nah, it's fine. Having ignored the bee troubles in the east, you've practically forgotten about the situation. Until Baron Farsight III stamps in, his face swollen and covered in stings. That's where the bees went. Those damned counts! I bet they sent those bees of theirs just to trouble us. Aren't you enjoying the honey? That's not how beekeeping works, Your Highness. These bees aren't making honey, they're flying around and stinging my common folk. It's terrible! My honor, those bees must be destroyed! No one dares to go outside. Our markets are ruined! Blood and stars, these bees are our livelihood. If they're killed, they'll bring bad luck to all of us. Then you should have taken better care of them, shouldn't you? Ooh! Good, I'm gonna be undoing it. Get the church to heal the peasant. Now, we need to... Don't destroy the bees! Bees? We must protect the bees! Please, I want my bees back! This'll be bad for our farming, but we... Do you know how hard it is to have... quality things? We don't need any. It's like, we must save the bees! We are not going to... we are going to save the bees. I want my bees! We are going to save the bees. Hope you... I've been doing you guys a solid here, Counts. I'm in so much trouble. We will focus on luring the bees back to the east. Oh dear. Burn the bees. No! Don't burn the bees. Some barons grumble that they're not getting enough help from the crown. Their farmers resort to huge protective suits and hats, which hamper their work terribly. Meanwhile, the counts are grateful, but are desperate to figure out how to bring the bees back. Eastern folktales describe charms that can control bees. Hopefully the counts can find one before it's too late. Miss getting money for voting for the Monarch. Yes! This isn't Spunty 1, you know. This is Spunty 2. Thank you, King Kiko. You will be repaid for this guy. No, I won't. Meanwhile, far to the north, where snow blankets the landscape and wolves howl in the night, the chiefs uncover an ancient prophecy foretelling the rise of a tyrant monarch, and the warrior who will overthrow them. A congregation of god speakers huddle around the tablets, detailing the supposedly ancient story, whispering excitedly. Praise Morgana, the tablets are genuine. The gods are good, and we are blessed. Skald will be our king. All hail the Lord Render! Cheers circle the clan hall. A mug of ale is tipped over Skald's head. The influence of the old gods is spreading. We must ensure we keep the old ways of the North alive, and surely Morgana will bless us with the power to crown Skald. For the next stage, you must lower their faith to 4. I need to raise the chief's faith. Okay, I can raise the chief's faith. Possibly. Oh no, lower it! They're at 5. It's okay. Just need to leave it at 5. So they're trapped. That's good. Amidst dark and foreboding forests, a small squat castle stands watch over the Marcher border. There at the end of the kingdom, a plot is hatching. Have the merchants from Kurth arrived with the gunpowder? Not yet. They still fear the Monarch's reprisals, not to mention their own government. Then our work is not done. We need to weaken Monarch Spunty to his grip. The barons aim to lower authority to 4 or less. Hey, Cav! You get to progress a plot. Across the kingdom, discontent with the monarch is rising. Everyone knew that they were better off, but until now, it hadn't occurred to most people just how much better off. Now the peasants are asking all sorts of troublesome questions about their benevolent overlord. And as everyone knows, once a question is asked, it can't be unasked. Meanwhile, perched atop a hill in the remote eastern wilderness, there sits a dark, austere castle. At the top of the tallest tower, Count Spooky Potato and her co-conspirators can be found celebrating with a few glasses of wine. The peasants are getting rowdy, and it's all thanks to us. Now that they know how much wealth the monarch's hiding, they're itching to get rid of them. Careful we don't get them too riled up, mind you, or they'll start asking questions about our wealth as well. Yes, now it's time to incite some real chaos. Show them that Monarch Spunty 2 is not only greedy, they're utterly incompetent too. For the next stage, you must lower stability to 4 or less in 4 seasons. Right, keep stability up, keep authority up, keep faith up. Okay, I can do this. Maybe. Probably not. Okay. Can I? No. The barons invest wisely in the fur trade, making 500 wealth. All other nobles gain 200 wealth. Money's not important anymore. I mean, I could just bribe you all, just take all your money. I could. Don't you dare! Let's face it, you're all gonna go after me. The counts will remember this. They always say I'm poor. You'd be close to rebellion with the barons. Yeah, that's true. The barons we can leave as they are. You know what? We'll leave it as it is. We'll leave it as it is. Fair taxes. Yeah, expedition, but do you remember the expedition we did a while ago, folks? Do you remember that expedition we sent off to the far reaches, Last King? They're back! Oh, they're back! Your Majesty, most excellent news. That expedition your predecessor King Spunty sent to Chur has finally returned, and they've brought a boatload of riches with them. Riches? What kind? A crate full of dazzling gold coins is wheeled into the room. Strange emblems from a long-forgotten kingdom are carved on their faces. There are more than 20 of these crates, my monarch. More gold than our treasury has ever seen. Where did they find all this? In the vault beneath an ancient castle, so we say. A castle made entirely of brilliant white stone and larger than all the castles in our kingdom combined. What's the catch? I'm not sure what you mean, Your Highness. It's gold! Free gold! What's there to worry about? I mean, it's money. This is so cursed. Fill the vault, let's party. You have the gold carted into your vault. Throw a great celebration in your honor for the sales. Your jubilation is short-lived, however. The next morning, the vault is all but empty. The new gold has vanished into thin air, along with a good deal of your old gold. Woohoo! Oh, the horror! The gold! It must have been cursed! What's left of your trove is tarnished and shriveled, as if decaying from some arcane sickness. The treasurer is soon weeping openly at the loss. Well, we're a bit poor. Darn it! But it was funny. Who could have foreseen this? I have found 3 potential matches for you. 1 eligible young candidate from each of the kingdom's 3 regions. Choose wisely. You'll be securing a powerful alliance. Yes, I know. The charts will lead you to the Great Hall, where they've arranged 3 portraits on easels. For now, each is covered by cloth. Let's see the eligible candidates. They whisk away the cloth on the first portrait. The first is Odfin, firstborn son of a northern Mindstorm LXR clan. He's your typical northern lad, big, brawny and honest. Same way an axe, though the face is honest. Despite that, he's clearly got some brains. He's an avid reader with a vast library. People say he nurses a grudge, though. Not interested. Next. This is Xenia, the eldest daughter of the Eastern Zeros dynasty. I'm not sure why the artist made her look so severe. Just to trick her delight, perhaps. A very pious young lady. She's obsessed with her family legacy. An intriguing candidate. And finally, we have the March's offering. Helamin, scion of the prestigious Hayamar bloodline. And you can be sure she'll tell you all about how prestigious her bloodline is. Like most of the barons, her great passion is hunting. No beast is safe from her crossbow. She's also said to be obsessed with carving a piece of herself in history. Sounds like a laugh. What do you think? Of course, by picking a candidate you'll anger the other regions. But you'll gain a lifelong alliance. I have made my decision. So, we're gonna pick Helaman. We're gonna pick Helaman. If we don't pick Helaman, they're all gonna get really mad. And that's bad. And we don't have the money to pay for dealing with a rebellion. We're picking Helaman. If we survive. Excellent. I'll make the arrangements. Whew. Alright. Eastern Ruins. Okay. Your Grace, my researchers have uncovered something fascinating. We discovered the location of a bee charm. It should bring the bees back from the march. Gadzooks, get on with it then. We're cowering in our homes to hide from these horrid swarms. It's no way to live. We haven't found the charm yet, but it's said to be hidden in a ruined monastery. My soldiers are combing through it now. What monastery? I've never heard of... The monastery once belonged to the Order of the Conquering Blade. The what? They're long dead, High Inquisitor. Your forebears made sure of that. Because they were demon worshippers! This ruin must be destroyed immediately! It's too dangerous to stand! But this is part of Eastern heritage. It's not our fault they had some dubious practices. Besides, we need this charm. I'm with Arcane Rogue. Without the charm, we'll be terrorized by the bees forever! The council halls descend into an argument as the 3 of them make demands. You call a vote to settle things down. Okay. Oh no. I know which one I want to do. but it's really bad. I cannot pick B. I can't pick B because if I pick B, that will mean the Chiefs can get through their second phase of the prophecy. So I can't pick B. I really want to pick B. I can't pick B. I have to veto B. No! I can't give them the money. It will lower faith. Counts faith. Oh, is it counts faith? Are we sure that it's counts faith? Can you hover over it? No. It's probably only the Count's faith. Okay! This region is in the east. You know what? You know what? I need that money, actually. I need the money. Loot the place! There's bound to be valuables! No! Saving the bees, though, is fine. If we save the bees, that also works. Never find the demon stuff. Find the bee charm! Oh, this is close. This is... Oh no! Yay, I get money! Bees. The High Inquisitor sweeps out, tight-lipped and furious. The High Priests to the east become more aggressive in their sermons. Unfortunately for her, it has the opposite effect that she hoped, and peasants start drifting away from the congregations. Faith is now impious. Meanwhile, Arcane Rogue's vassals returned from their expedition with the charm, along with a large sack of treasure. The counts take most of it, but donate a portion to the treasury. Most importantly, the bees quickly return to the eastern hives. Okay, I managed to get through another season without everything dying and exploding. Okay. Do I want any of these? You know what? We want this one. And we want to get rid of anonymous voting. We pick the golden choice back. You know you want money, folks. You know you want coin. I'll get through this even if I have to bribe you all. Free money. Hestia return. Oh. Buzzing in the walls. Oh no. Guys, the bee problem got worse. The bee problem got worse. Your wedding to Helamin is naturally the talk of the kingdom. Nobles and peasants alike travel from across the realm to attend. For a week and a day, the capital is one giant party. It feels like you're the only one not taking part. Instead, you're getting ready for the ceremony. Soon enough, you're standing in St. Bertrand's Cathedral with Helamin at your side. Do you take this woman as your lawfully wedded wife? And I can be like, Oh, phew, this raises it. I can be like, I changed my mind! I do. And I pronounce you married in the eyes of the kingdom. After the wedding, of course, there is a feast. And after the feast, a dance. At the feast, your new wife Helaman delivers a long rambling speech that puts everyone to sleep. Oh, I picked a good person here. By the time you find yourself with Helaman, it's past midnight and you've never felt more tired. What a wonderful occasion that was. Ah, this is a royal bedroom, is it? I thought it would be bigger. My bedchamber back home is much better appointed than this. I hope you're not feeling homesick already. Of course not. I never get homesick, actually. I can't abide people who waste time dwelling on the past. What are your thoughts on the state of the kingdom? Well, you know, the kingdom looks after itself. Helaman immediately changes the topic to talk about something else she's more interested in. I love to hunt. There's something about having all that power over a terrified animal. Makes me feel big. Oh God, I'm married an utter twit. No. No. Oh no. The consequences of my actions. Already, it's too soon. That's so interesting. It is, isn't it? Anyway, to continue on the subject, you gently fall asleep to the sound of Helaman droning on about herself. Alright, people. Pesty is back.
Your Majesty, I have returned.
Just in time. I feel an urge to dance.
I'm afraid it's far too late to contain the spread. It's clear that this was caused by an irresponsible use of magic, not by a flea or a rat. Still, there are a few options. I can inoculate your highness and household for a small fee. Then you can wait the rest of this plague out in peace.
What are my other options?
I can also attempt to break the original spell. I discovered that a capable monastery of all places, deep inside the east. It will be a difficult procedure, you understand. Very risky. I will require further compensation.
Ooh. That lowers authority and lowers stability. I mean, I could order you all to pay for this because you're all dying.
It was me! I did it! It was my own power!
Who did the original spell?
As I said, it came from a monastery, and it was clearly an amateur playing with magic. Nothing serious. Probably a nun who was jealous of her sisters. Imagine that. A dancing nun.
Given that you can't see her face, you're not sure if Pestia is expecting you to laugh at this or not. Ask Pestia to find the one who cast the spell so they can be brought to justice.
I can do that, but it will not help solve your immediate problem.
Well, that'll bankrupt me. We ain't doing that. Alright, people, you want to stop dancing? It's time to pay up. It's time to pay up. We gotta make sure that we have no dancing. See, a band dancing. Now we're going to make sure nobody dances. Pestia is quick to start her ritual, gathering many extravagantly expensive ingredients that look like they were fished out of a sewer. The ceremony is a brief affair, but the stench it leaves in the palace is unbearable. You worry it will never go away. The plague breaks overnight, People weep openly in the streets as their torment comes to an end. The whole kingdom celebrates with a day of rest, known from now on as the Day of Stillness. There's no dancing as part of the festivities, however. They've had enough of that. Alright, guys. Bees. Oh. Oh. Oh, you guys are so poor. I'm so sorry. I must speak with you urgently. Remember how Count Arcane Rogue went poking around the heretical monastery of the Conquering Blade? I know it's something to do with bees. The bee charm they found did bring back the bees, but at what cost? It began with buzzing in Arcane Road's castle's walls. At first it was only at night. Then it grew so loud the servants couldn't hear themselves think. Then honey began dripping from the stone walls. Villagers started disappearing. Horrible things are afoot. Arcane Road strides into the council hall, wild-eyed. There's a strong smell of honey about him. I assure you, I am perfectly fine. This man is clearly touched by unholy forces. Chaos breaks out. In a moment of quiet, you call a vote. People got booted and can't rejoin. There's not a lot I can do about that. I got 55 nobles. You check the noble list? Yeah, I've got 55 people. I think it's an extension that got balked. Right. So what am I doing about that? Point angry at the screen? What we could do is we can go until the end of this horrendous reign. Or however long it takes. You to manage access? I think I've already done that. I think is voting independent of the extension. I'll click the vote anyway, but I won't start it. Oh! I mean, I have enough power. I can let stability drop. This is blown out of proportion. Oh my word, the faith is gonna go to 0! Alright, you know what? I'm gonna do you guys a solid, okay? Let's have bees. You do like money. This is gonna go so awful. Alright, let's see how the voting goes. Oh, voting still works. Oh my word, everyone's voting for bees. Oh, Spunty. Spunty 2, your father wanted farming, but this is not what he had in mind. This is not what he had in mind. There's 111 of you here. Thank you ever so much, everyone. This is gonna go so bad. This was blown out of proportion. Bees. Voting has closed. The High Inquisitor is furious, and priests preach about the dangers of demonic influence. Peasants grow worried, and many avoid Count Arcane Road's lands altogether. But bees love the place. More and more swarm, forming dark clouds around the castle towers. The honey harvest thrives as thick sweetness hangs in the air. Oh my word, look at your farms. When Arcane Road attends the council, he talks with just a hint of a buzz forever after. Arcane Rogue, are you filled with bees? Are you now filled with bees? Why are you filled with bees? I, for one, welcome our newbie overlords. P-powered count. Maybe. Your Majesty, they are still scheming. They are scheming. I have you under control. You guys, however, bit of an issue. Well, guess what? We have the culprit. Let's go back for the hunt first. Spunty, dearest, I have something for you. It's something I brought back from my latest hunt. A trophy! Helmet takes you by the hand and leads you to the Great Hall, where a white stag hangs from some statue that wasn't there before. A white sheet hangs from a statue that wasn't there before. When she pulls the sheet free and it falls to the floor, the taxidermied figure of a great brown bear is revealed, snarling in anger as if ready to attack. Oh, like, I really want to sell it, but if I sell it, she'll get upset. Do I want her upset? Yeah, I know, but the money, but also love. Money, love, pick one. Yes, but... Fearsome! It will be perfect for instilling some fear into the nobles. Quote that, by the way, someone from Alias. The bear makes a fine addition to the council chambers. Your nobles give it nervous glances every time they enter the room. We found who was responsible, by the way.
Here's your witch. She's the one who started the dancing plague.
Please, your majesty, I didn't know what I was doing. It was those nuns, see? They were always making fun of me, and all I did was pray to the ninth god to make him a bit more jolly. I swear! What do you make of this, Pestia?
Don't waste my time. I am a wizard, not a judge. I am only here to fulfill our agreement. The council will decide your fate, witch.
The woman is a dangerous heretic and must be arrested. An honest mistake, she may go free. Dearie, would you like a job? I could use help in the garden. How is the money situation going for people? Oh my word, I've seen how rich the counts are. The counts are loaded! Cav, you are hoarding coin! I am mad about this dancing plague, but by all means, you will vote as you want to vote. I'm saving my veto. They're working on defiance. They're working on defiance. Oh! Interesting. Okay. Alright. Wow. Defy the authority. Might have done. An honest mistake. Well, you voted for it. Thank you, Your Majesty. Thank you so much. After everything she put us through, people have died because of her.
It isn't quite over yet, though.
Pestia approaches you at the end of the council, her solemn mask betraying nothing.
I require further compensation for retrieving the girl.
We didn't agree to that.
It was a verbal contract. You asked me to find who was responsible and I did. Now pay up or you have more than a dancing plague to deal with.
Ooh! Ooh! Honor Guard sees her! This is gonna go awfully. Honor Guard sees her. Pestia is deathly still as the knights approach her. As soon as someone tries to grasp her by the arm, her robes collapse into a heap on the floor. Hundreds of rats begin pouring from where her body had been. Your honor guard, more accustomed to fighting humans than rats, are suddenly overwhelmed in a tide of vermin. Everyone screams and runs to the exits, creating a stampede that sees many nobles crushed. The rats continue to pour from Pestia's robes, many thousands more than could possibly fit inside them. They swarm over you as you push desperately at the gaggle of nobles, pulling you to the ground and feasting on your flesh. Just as you're on the edge of passing out from the pain, you hear a voice echo in your mind.
No one crosses the Lady of Pestilence, not even a monarch.
Hey! Vote for the successor! I'm dead! I got killed by rats. I got killed by rats! I should have paid her. If I'd have had a better honor guard, I might have lived. But it's alright. That was a fun way to go. Looks like the chiefs of the... Oh! 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 No! The barons of the march get it. The next monarch will be Vermis. Dawes would be so disappointed. The underdogs win. Sponty Monarch 2 was eaten alive by rats after wisely crossing a wizard. The chiefs decided that the time must not have been ripe. The prophecy was quietly forgotten, all except by the god speakers, who waited for the right omens to arise again. Unable to convince the peasants to act in time, the Count's scheme fizzled into irrelevancy. Perhaps next time they'd take matters into their own hands, instead of hinging their plans on the whims of common folk. The barons leapt into the power vacuum left by Monarch Spunty 2's death, and Vermis took the crown with the council's blessing. Rat food. Wap wap wow. The wealthiest noble was you, the poorest noble was you. That's a interesting kingdom to uphold. So, what do we do here? We exit the game for now. All scheming undone by a moment of weakness. Yup. I should have picked a better honor guard. I did, but it was amusing. An Aesop for today is always pay the wizard. We're not done. We could try a new dynasty with different factions. We could certainly get... Thing is though, we only have an hour and 20 minutes. Could we get started with that? We could save at any point. That's true. Let's make a new dynasty. Let's, actually, let's go back. Let's make a new person, too. Make a new person. Let's, facial hair we'll have done. Will we keep our money? No. That's not how it works. I'm still in control. I am still in control. Regardless. Let's randomize a little bit. Get a basis. Ooh, ooh, pink hair. Pink hair is good. I like pink hair. Oh no, no, look at that man. There is just one thing we need to do. He needs pink hair. He absolutely needs pink hair. He needs pink hair. Look at that man. He's so smug. Look at his luscious. It's luscious. Anime protag all the way. Alright. So. What is his name? Now it's a monarch who are surely being eaten by rats. No goal for the coffers as all goes on hair products. We could have the Buck Rampage Dynasty. Stabby Buck Stabson. Keshia of the Buck Rampage Dynasty. The Rat Food Dynasty. This is a different dynasty. It's a different dynasty. Right. We'll be playing on Twitch. Now, this time, we're going to have the Grandees of the South. The Grandees are impassioned duelists known for their strict adherence to honor, etiquette, and the ninth god. And the Patricians of the Coast. They are wealthy seafaring merchants noted for their cleverness, skill in negotiation, and ornate masks. But one of the other two has to be still here. The other three has to still be here. So I'm going to roll for this. We can't level 5? Nope, you only have 3. Trust me, if there were 5 factions, I wouldn't stand a chance. I'm going to roll for it. 1 and 2, it's the Barons. 3 and 4, it's the Chiefs. 5 and 6, it's the Counts. You're going to roll. That makes it fair. Alright. I rolled a 6. The Counts endure. The Counts endure. Apparently the faction always needs spoopy. I don't know why, but we need spoop. Can't keep a Dracula down. I mean, look how amazing we are. Oh, Cavs with the Counts still. Amazing. Oh, look at how many people are joining the Counts. Cav is like, I must still be a Count. I mean, to be fair, Cav looks amazing. You get to be a fish. I see, I'm a patrician. That you are. You are a patrician. Lord Patrician, Grandee, and Count. Fellow patricians, it's time to make money. We've got to have hair products. If you have the game, you can choose. If you don't, it's random. Alright, we're gonna leave it a moment, and then we'll play again. Yep, the reign of Spunty didn't end very well. Let's go. Will the kingdom look different, is the question. Yes! It actually will! So you have the coast, the south, and the east. This is actually accurate! They're the east, they're the south, and this is the coast. Look at that, it's slightly different. Spunty 2 just couldn't fill his dad's boots. It's alright, we will go with the coronation first. Your Majesty, I've scheduled your coronation to take place in a week's time. Well, why the hurry? Delay any longer would make the nobles restless, and when nobles get restless, they take their daggers and look for the nearest back. They wouldn't dare. You should pay more attention to your history books, Your Majesty, but nobles are always plotting something. As is tradition, the council will decide what happens to your coronation. But it's my coronation. This isn't an absolute monarchy, remember. They vote. Shall we call the nobles in? This is a new monarchy, by the way. This is a new thing. Do I veto throwing you in the river? Do I veto the river? You know what? We do. I want to see something different. No! No rivers! There's a crocodile in it. I see D is getting some votes. Oh, I see D is getting some votes. Oh no. Oh no. However, I see draining the coffers of the country. Let's make him pay. But this will also improve my stability. Okay. Let's host a lavish parade. The coronation is a great success. Jugglers, wine, fireworks, and feasts. It has an impact on your treasury, of course, but what doesn't? Alright, let's look at our new council. Your first duty is to meet the Council of Nobles. Your nobles hail from across the kingdom, the desolate east, the wealthy coast, and of course the scorching south. Let's introduce ourselves to the patricians of the coast. A pleasure, your august majesty. I hope to see our kingdom prosper and grow wealthy under your reign. I'm definitely not evil, and I'm absolutely not a pile of ash. Stability doesn't matter if you die by rats. True. May the ninth god bless your reign, your holiness. I trust you will conduct yourself with honor and faith. An honor to finally make your acquaintance, your highness. May you escape the doom that befell your predecessor. Why, I heard in a distant kingdom that a king got eaten alive by rats. How foolish. His father was a much wiser ruler. The council hall immediately fills with raised voices as everyone starts bickering. Of course. And now, the path to victory. Your Majesty, when you die, how do you hope your kingdom will remember you? As a saint. The church will love you, I suspect. But will anyone else? I suggest over the next few years you focus on improving the kingdom's overall faith as much as possible. Once you have an heir, we'll discuss how your ambition is progressing. Good luck, Your Majesty. We're going faith. We didn't go faith last time. Let's try this time. Ozabaraberg. Desire of the welcomed tiny trade lineage, eccentric political mastermind stands bathed in sunshine, speaking softly. A false pretender occupies the throne while my claim is ignored. Grandees of the South, this is a stain on our honor. We must not allow it to go unanswered. Sorcery? Witch hunt? Or subterfuge? Oh. Well, dang. All I need to do is raise others' faith or lower theirs. Welp. So everyone else, you need to lower their faith. That was unanimous. There's all sorts of heresy in the capital, and the grandees intend to expose it. First, they must ensure the South is beyond reproach. To advance the scheme, they must be the region with the highest faith in 3 seasons. Overall faith doesn't necessarily have to have them be the highest. Provided they get lowered and somebody else gets raised, I'll be okay. They can be lowered. If they get lowered 1 and the patricians get raised 1, I don't know how that works. We could do it. Meanwhile, Basil of the Gnosis Dark family, sinister business mogul, scribbles in a well-used quill on a hardwood desk, muttering in frustration. Fellow patricians of the coast, my claim to the throne is far more legitimate than that of Queen Keshia. Something must be done. Raise own trade, lower treasury, or lower authority. Ooh. Well. I'm in serious trouble here. I am so doomed. The patricians plan to privatize their entire kingdom. First, they must build up their industry. To advance the scheme, they must raid their trade to 5 or more in 4 seasons. Okay, so 4 seasons for you. Well, that's unfortunate. Meanwhile, Varenkia of the Black Rabbit Dynasty, eccentric reformed cultist, leads delicately on a podium. My fellow counts, we've always been a separate kingdom, no matter how many different places we are. We must become our own again and rule. Doppelganger? Intimidation? Oh! Oh, intimidation looks really good. Oh dear. I mean, both doppelganger and intimidation are good. Oh, we are so doomed. Keshi, I'm so sorry. Oh no, I'm so sorry. You're so doomed. Intimidation. Raise stability. The cowards plan to hold the queen hostage in her own palace. First, they must lull the Steinmaster into a false sense of security. To advance their scheme, they must raise their stability to 5 or more in 4 seasons. Oh. Well, that's bad. You're going to get yours first, unless we can lower your faith. Must play to your greed. How is it that all of them are already playing? We got very unlucky. We got very unlucky. A Hordling attack? Weakness bribes! Your Highness, I'm ruined. Hordlings have occupied my vineyard and are driving my staff away. What's a Hordling? Grubby little creatures, like fat green babies with claws. Hard to kill. Fire is the only way to get rid of them permanently. Whatever you do, you should do it soon. They're eating all my grapes. Why can't your fellow grandees help out? My plight is of no interest to them. I will assemble the council. Knights bless you, your highness. Okay. All of these are bad. All of these... None of these are good! Huh. Fire bees. I mean... I must use one of these. I don't know which people you're a part of. If you don't have the game, Thrithland, yeah, if you don't have the game, it won't have your thing. Oh, you just got it. I don't know how to do it then. I don't know how that would work for you then. You know what? That's my decision. Oh my, we are going for that decision. We are going for that decision. Oh, we are going for it. Keshia is a cruel and vengeful queen. Burn the vineyard with the Hordlings inside. No! That vineyard is my livelihood! But a Hordling infestation is no single person's problem. If it were to spread, they could ruin homes and businesses across the south. The vineyard and half the hillside with it is lit up like the sun. Unfortunately, the summer weather causes the fire to spread, creating a blaze that consumes a few farms in the process. Oh no! Once Grandiarchy's wealth goes up in smoke, it's not long before he's turned to the begging on the streets of Mirona. You definitely won't hold a grudge that you might hold a grudge there. Well, I didn't know that was gonna happen. Your Serene Highness, I have a brilliant idea. Why don't we hold a battle royale to choose your honor guard? Oh no! If you let us host the coast, we'll even pay for it. The spectacle will boost our economy massively, and of course I'm confident the coastal gladiators will win. Your Majesty, this is pointless. Why don't you just choose your honor guard like you would have done? I will choose my honor guard as normal. No, I'm not giving you more trade. No. No, 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 no. They already have trade 7. I ain't giving them trade 8. No. They're focusing on trade. I don't want that. That'll make them even more powerful. No. They want to have trade 5 in 4 seasons. If I agree to that, they become trade 8. I have no chance of reducing it then. You don't know that. A lot can change in a year. Positions with champion gladiators of the arena, and the grandees offer the fiercest battle odds to the Sisterhood of Steel. Think carefully, Your Majesty. These guards' loyalties will be divided between you and your region. Of course, you could just hire foreign mercenaries. They'd be loyal to Coin above all. Tell me about the Eastern Knights. The Order of the Drowned Rose. Yep, highly respectable. We have seen them. They're pretty rubbish. They did really well for King Spunty too. What about the Coastal Gladiators? A gang of low-born crooks who turn themselves into celebrities through their skill at chopping other people to bits. They're vain and selfish. Their skill in battle is undeniable, but can you trust them? What about the Southern Battle Nuns? Terrifying warriors, and they've sworn a vow of silence, so at least they won't spill state secrets. Their faith and loyalty is to the church above all, even your safety. I have made my suggestion. It's going to be difficult, but we're going with the Battle Nuns. We're going with the Battle Nuns. I will make the arrangements at once. The Battle Nuns arrive in the palace a few weeks later. They nod to you silently, their solemn steel masks betraying nothing, before filing into formation behind your throne. We want Battle Nuns. Meanwhile, nobles going missing. Come here, these two bees. Your Holiness, a number of grandees have gone missing in the east. They travelled to Count Catrastrophes' castle to negotiate a trade agreement, but they should have returned weeks ago. The missing grandees never even made it to my lands. They most likely got lost. The east is a dangerous place. But where could they have gone? Just north of my estate lies the Mould Patter Forest. To the west, the Twilight Lakeland. To the south, Ilarian's Haunt. I like to live remotely. It does wonders for the soul. Who's gone missing? Anyone I care about? 3 grandees are missing. Grandee Templayer, Dave Things, and Phelan Entane. I'm certain that this is some kind of ploy by Count Crast. In a few months' time, he'll quietly offer us a ransom. 7th Takers, don't be so foolish. We'll find them. We just have to decide where to focus our efforts. Count Crast will instead be executed for abducting them. Oh! Ooh! Ooh! Ooh, we could get spicy here. We could get spicy here, folks. You know what? Let's get spicy. Oh, people are voting for spice. Oh, oh, oh no! They are voting for the spice. I am so sorry, Crast, but I'm also not. Mostly because it's funny. Oh no. Even the other counts want him dead. The money was too free. Nowhere. But, I did nothing! Off with you, kidnapper. You heard the council. The stunned count is promptly dragged outside to have his head liberated from his shoulders. But after searching his keep, no trace of missing nobles is found, prompting further fury from the counts. Count Crast offered to help finding your missing nobles, but you executed him instead? Now your nobles are surely dead, and Crast died for nothing! Oh no! How was I to know that would happen? There we go. It's all good! You're only mutinous. Oh dear. Hey! Hey, look, there's a... Oh, there's a faith building for you. It's alright, we'll be fine. When you die, what happens? Haha, you'll see. Never liked those nobles much anyway. Let's go. I mean, I actually kind of want the grandees to get strong. Oh! Patricians are voting for trade. But can they vote high enough? That's a question. Because A only needs a bit more funding. It only needs a bit more. $6,001. Oh, they're fighting for it. They're fighting for it. Oh, and then 3,000 goes into patricians. That's a lot of money. I hope you don't need that money for the second part of your scheme. Well, the good news is that is something I kind of need. But there we go. A curious curse, an honourable challenge. Well, I have a library at home. Your Highness, this lily-livered loiter-sack has besmirched my honour. He spreads rumours that I was not truly a follower of the ninth god, but some kind of apostate. You're definitely not a heretic? Absolutely not, Your Holiness. I am the most devout amongst my people. Ask any one of them. Which lily-livered loiter-sack are you talking about? That honourless dog, Faramir of the Counts. I would duel him to regain my honour as any grandee should, but Count Faramir will not accept without your express permission. Now hold on a minute. Me and my skull here. This is a matter of respect. We can't be dueling in Queen Keshia's throne room without due process. You're a coward, Faramir. You may as well admit it now. Well, your piety is clearly just for show. It's all an act to get the peasants to like you more. I've had enough! Arrest both of these fools! You know what? No. I want to watch. You may duel. It might be fun to watch. Sword versus skull. Skull always wins. Leona grins wickedly, drawing his sword. Faramir sighs and rolls his eyes before unclipping a pair of small jagged daggers and twirling them in his fingers. The duelists circle each other before Grandee Leone's 255 steps in for the first move. Faramir jumps backwards, batting the sword away. When Leone comes for another strike, Faramir is ready for it. Though the Grandee is fainting, he has already anticipated it, dodging out of the way and stepping inside the Ogre's reach. One of the daggers cuts cleanly across the Ogre's forearm, leaving a razor-thin gash and triggering a pained yell. Ah! I yield! I yield! He drops his sword, his face a mixture of agony and embarrassment. Bravo! Nicely fought. Though Grandee Leogan 255 suffered a crushing embarrassment, the Grandees still view your sanction of Badul as respecting their customs, and are clearly grateful. See? I'm a good guy. So loyal! Even though you're gonna betray me and kill me. Let's go to the Book of Grudges. The twisty passages of the castle you avoid your eyes we can't avoid. Mum. You haven't found a spouse yet? It's been almost a year. I've been busy. There's like... You better find the time. Don't worry, I've taken the liberty of finding eligible candidates. What's your preference? We'll go with men this time. Because we didn't last time. Excellent. I'll I'll send out messengers to the most influential noble families in the kingdom. Let's see what they have to offer. Last 2 times I went any, this time I'll go men. Why not? Also, curious curse. Ooh. Is it the curse of money? A giant glass globe filled to the brim with murky water is wheeled before the council. The fishbowl contains Lord Patrician Skelicopter suspended in liquid. He pokes his head above the surface. Your Serene Highness, most infuriating circumstances befallen me. Can I get you some fish food? This is no laughing matter. I've been cursed by a sea wizard. He afflicted me with these gills, so I can't leave the water for more than a couple of minutes. What did you do to anger this wizard? I happen to own a tannery that is polluting some picturesque beach he likes. How was I supposed to know? I demand you arrest this maniac and force him to remove these gills. I mean, I could just be very mean here. Send the wizard a hamper of fine cheeses and a bottle of wine. I know, but I really want to stop the patricians. But realistically, I'm not going to be able to stop the patricians. You know what? I'm not going to waste my monarch's vote here. Send the wizard a hamper of fine cheeses and a bottle of wine. You know you want to. If I'm going to lose, we're going to send the wizard cheese. I see people are voting for C anyway. I leave it in your capable hands. You know you want to send them cheese. Come on. It's got to be the cheese, right? Yes, they get cheese! I love it. I mean, trade down is good, but cheese! Cheese solves all problems! How dare you! From then on, Lord Patrician Skelicopter remains confined to his aquarium. The sight of the great glass globe and its glubbing occupant of the council quickly becomes unremarkable. Make a friend in a wizard. A bottle of wine, of cheese, and a wheel of wine. Oh, well, I mean... we can absolutely tax you guys harshly. Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna have to take a bit of a hit here. You've got loads of money. You're perfectly loyal. Look, they're at 6, okay? They're about to mutiny. And they have the strongest military of everyone. I can't afford them to try and stab me in the face. I'm sorry, does that say giant spiders? Hello, Katie. Giant spiders are no joke! Your Majesty, a forest on my land has become completely overrun by giant spiders. Some as big as horses. The trees are shrouded in webs, and travellers going missing. We must put a stop to this. You must learn to coexist with the spiders. Burn it! Burn it with fire! I'm going to make this interesting. We're going to go with the army. We got a 60% chance. It's pretty decent. Everyone's going to get their plans forward, and we're all going to die. It's a bit better than a coin flip. Keshia's reign is going to be short, bloody, violent, and full of spiders. But the wizard got a very nice hamper of cheese. I hope this works. Yeah, Eastern troops sweep into the shrouded woods, hacking down webs and killing any eight-legged creatures they come across. But it doesn't go well. The spiders strike from the shadows, dragging soldiers off to their doom. By the time your troops return, they've taken heavy losses and survivors are deeply traumatized. This is hopeless! The spiders are more numerous than ever, but now my peasants are too afraid to leave their villages! You said your chancellor to Quail University. Perhaps the scholars will have some ideas on how you and the spiders can coexist peacefully. That didn't work. But it's okay! Spoons! Your Majesty, I don't want to alarm you, but I've noticed something very peculiar recently. The spoons in the castle. They're disappearing. I've noticed that too. It may be a harmless prank, but I have suspicions. Throw away the rest of your spoons out of spite! Oh, I could see spite being a decision. Yes! Spite! Much to your household's surprise and annoyance, you decide to throw out all your spoons. If you can't have them, you won't give someone else the satisfaction of stealing them. A few weeks go by until the forks go missing instead. The lack of cutlery leaves you eating with your bare hands and cursing the fool that thinks this is funny. I mean, it was a choice. Spite. Only knives. Ah, you found people. Let's have a look at them. So, this is Colden, the eldest son of the Eastern Sickly Dove Dynasty. I'm not sure why the artist made him look so severe. Trick of the light. A very pious young man. He's obsessed with his family's legacy. Intriguing. From the coast we have Lucian, the wealthy heir to Lord Patrician Shahingalandar's estate. I mean, just look at him. He's gorgeous. And apparently he's got a silver tongue too. His interests are typical of the coast. Money, 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 and making more of it. The common folk call him a skinflint, though. And worse things. Could be worse, but could also be better. And finally, from the south, Ridolfo, the eldest son of the Vorelen lineage. He's reputed to have an ego the size of the sun, but there's nothing wrong with confidence, right? Like many of the South, he claims to put his faith in the ninth god above all worldly concerns. And he's got a grand plan by all accounts. He wants to change the world. Not bad. What do you think? Of course, by being a candidate, you'll anger the other regions, but gain a lifelong alliance. Oh, I mean, your military's really bad. Could I crush them? You know what? I'm going to try out a mechanic and it's going to be interesting. I want to go with the Grandees. Excellent. I'll make the arrangements. You're furious! You're furious! You're so mad! Much mad. In a picturesque castle overlooking the southern city, two Grandees lie back to enjoy the sun. And Fruity Spruce reigns with 5. Welcome! Glad to have you here as you watch my reign ending tattered remnants of doom. How are you doing? How was your stream? Praise be. Whispers of our plan have reached the peasants, and they are in quite an uproar. They call for the sins of the Queen to be laid bare. They already have the leads on the information from the palace being used against the Queen. It's only a matter of time. Yeah, there's been lots of doom, I'm afraid. We have the High Inquisitor on our side, but we must also sow dissent among the other regions. We won't succeed alone. For the next stage, they must raise all of the regions to a total of at least 8. Well, dang. How long have I got for that? 3 seasons, right, better make everyone else happy. Do we give them a satisfaction? I don't think you do. I don't think you do. If they're gonna win, you might wanna jump in there. Rebellion. One or more regions are able to rebel, as their defiance is higher than both authority and stability. If the rebels get more victory points than the loyalists, they'll win the game. If the loyalists get more victory points than the rebels, they'll put down the rebellion and continue the game. If multiple rebels win, rebel and win, a vote between the 2 rebelling regions with the highest stats will determine the successor. Important, rebelling regions have their schemes paused. Regions with a high military stat are more likely to overthrow the monarch with a rebellion. If stability, authority, or treasury hit 0, the rebels will win the civil war. Yay! 13 needed to start a rebellion. Vote! By typing !rebel, they can rebel. Oh dear. Oh no! Oh no! Rebel, eh? They're going for it. Oh, rebels next season. Coexisting with spiders. Giant. Greetings, Your Majesty. I'm the arachnologist you sent for. Having spider problems, Giant spiders, to be precise. Pteracnus magnum. Colloquially known as the giant spider or the gigantula. A fascinating specimen, and with many practical uses. You could raise them as livestock or milk them for their potent venom, or you could harvest their silk, which makes them for fine sails of formidable armor. Last but not least, you could train them from birth to be ridden as mighty steeds. Who could resist a cavalry regiment that comes to battle atop those mighty arachnids? The possibilities are endless, but first you need to get a hold of some eggs. No easy task, I'm afraid. Lure than... Oh. Oh. Spider cavalry. Yeah, you're pretty much screwed. It'll take a while, though. Every other option is bad. Every other option is so bad. Also, spider cavalry. Oh yeah, everyone wants to see this. Everyone wants to see it. Oh, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be awful. Voting is closed. Local farmers drive their herds into the web-shrouded woods. Hideous squealing and crunching noises ring out across the trees as the spiders devour their prey. Once the arachnids are too full to move, thieves dart into their nests and recover their eggs. The thieves return with a wagon groaning under the glistening heap of spider eggs. You order them sent to a nearby farm to be hatched and raised as livestock. Hopefully eastern farmers are up to the task. Meanwhile, trouble in the sewers. Your Majesty, there's a horde of hoardlings in the sewers beneath the capital. They're the ones who've been stealing our spoons. It's not just the Queen's spoons either, but the whole city's. Oh. Block off the sewer and leave the hoardlings down there. Oh, we have some choices here. We have choices here. I see it's close. I'm going to lose money because they're not going to vote for mine. Have faith in our holy army. Maybe I should. Yeah, I've lost some money. Oh. Yes, I have. It's alright. Send in the Queen's Honor Guard. The Honor Guard march dutifully into the stench-ridden tunnels, but it doesn't go well. Hours later, only one returns, rambling wildly and clearly on death's door. At least the hoardlings are gone, Your Majesty. I'm sure you'll find a new Honor Guard in time. Behind them, the last of your former bodyguards expire with a gurgle. Oops. Hey look, it's my wedding. Yeah, the nuns are gone. The nuns are gone. Do you take this man as your lawfully wedded husband? I've changed my mind! I can't do this! I could say that. I could. I do. But I also don't want them to have the stability. It would. But then they'll compete with each other. And that's the glory. I'm doing it. Cav, let's face it. You're going to rebel. The witch hunt is going great. They're doing stuff. It's a question of who's going to win at this point. They have rebelled, so their scheme is on hold. It's a question of who's going to rebel. I know. But you know what else? It's funny. It's funny. It's funny. Sometimes you've just got to see different dialogue options. I've changed my mind. I can't do this. You flee for the cathedral, leaving the guests and the archbishop in stunned silence. I've never been so insulted in all my life. Rudolfo storms in on a fury, leaving the archbishop alone at the altar. Alright, everybody. Looks like the wedding's off. Let me take this opportunity to deliver a sermon. You run until the muttering of the crowd is lost to the winds. Looking around, you find yourself in the palace gardens. Sitting on a bench, you try to compose yourself. When you look up, you see your mother watching you sympathetically. I won't ask you why you did it. I'll just ask what you plan to do now. I want to live a life in chastity, in honor of the ninth god. I'm sure the church will be very pleased with your show of devotion, but the nobles won't. They'll see it as an abandonment of your duty. Queens don't have the luxury of freedom. You'll learn that sooner or later. It's alright. I need faith too. So, in a dingy seaside tavern, two patricians of the coast meet to plot their latest scheme. The coast's economy has never been better. We're making more money than I know what to do with. Money breeds money. I've made a series of investments to improve our profits even more. But what do we do with the rest of the gold? Time to start buying things, of course. Lands, roads, bridges. Buy the whole kingdom piece by piece. But first the Queen must be in desperate need of our gold. To advance the scheme, we must lower the treasury to 1,500 in less than 2 seasons. Far in the east, Count Zinked Metal Alloy is hosting a dinner party in his castle with a few distinguished guests. Our plans are going better than expected. The spy master thinks that all is well in the kingdom, and while the cat's away, the mice shall play. And when the cats return, they'll find the mice have poisoned its kibble. The analogy is a little tortured now, but I like the enthusiasm. Our next step is to replace the palace guard with our own agents. Should be easy enough. If the Queen can't pay them, the watch will look for money elsewhere. For the next stage, you must they both must lower the treasury. However, this is bad. However, Kingdom is in rebellion. The first to earn 5 victory points wins. The victory are earned through events. The rebels are victorious. The monarch is overthrown. Rebellion! At long last, the counts have reached their boiling point. You are confronted to a throne room by Count Cav, his smile as sharp as a scalpel. The counts of the east will bring you down, pretender to the throne. We will rise up and fight for Varenica, the true queen. This is a formal declaration of war. The next time we see each other will be on the battlefield. One day I will see your head on a spike. I could seize you. Seize him. Come along now. Traitors get the chop. What? But you can't do this. I'm an envoy. See? See how the Queen's tyranny grows worse by the day? Your watchman wastes no time. Count Cav is dragged out into the courtyard and his head is struck from his shoulders. I didn't expect them to move so boldly, Your Majesty. What are our chances against these rebels? The counts are formidable, but not undefeatable. I hope we don't persuade any other regions to join their rebellion. That would be disastrous. How could things get this bad? The leader of the rebellion is Count Overlord Arg. His reason for the uprising is citing your history of petty transgressions against the Count. Urge to murder. Rising. Yes, Your Majesty. Hold on to that feeling. You'll need it. So this is it? Civil war? That's right, Your Majesty. The kingdom is divided. There'll be a lot of death and suffering before this is all over. I can't wait. I'll go dig out the trebuchets. Opening strike. It's been a long time coming. Over 300 years now the East was conquered, but before that we were our own rulers, with a lineage of monarchs stretching back 1,000 years. The glory days. Indeed, that's why we must rise up. By placing Varenica on the throne, we will claim what we have lost. But first we must decide on tactics. My fellow counts, I asked you, how should we strike first? We can launch a preemptive strike against the grandees to cripple their military capabilities. If we suspect the patricians might join our cause, we can call them to war. They'll be more likely to join us if the Queen's authority is low. We could also call upon the Church to condemn the Queen. Or finally, we can send off an assassin to nip us in the bud. Ooh, an assassin could just do this. An assassin could just do this. Oh no. I could just be murderated. Oh no. Oh, I think murderation is gonna happen. No, I don't. They all got murdered. by the Hordlings. Because you all voted for the Hordlings. Thank you for meeting me at such short notice. It's Cav 2! Vengeance for Cav 1.
The sum you offered piqued my interest.
You understand why the sum is so high, though?
Yes, you want me to assassinate the Queen.
It is no trouble. I am a child of the Viper. You have the gold, and you want a woman dead.
She is dead.
Get it done. Yay! Oh no. Your Holiness, a terrible sickness is spreading among our troops in the south. You do realize I'm literally about to be murdered, right? Wait, what? Get away from me, then! Calm yourself, Majesty. I don't have it. If we let the disease run its course, we'll have lost a lot of soldiers we can't afford to lose. But I'm not sure how much we can do. Perhaps the Council can see a way forward? I'm gonna try the authority. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be great. Treasury's too low for a wizard. We don't want that one. Some other people want the medical doctors, though. Yeah, they do. Yeah, they totally do. I'm gonna die. I'm so gonna die. This was a disaster. Yeah, counts can't vote. They're too busy rebelling right now. Oh! Oh, we're going with my plan. Oh! Okay. You order the diseased soldiers quarantined at a separate camp. The rest are marched off to a safe distance. Dozens of soldiers lie about their symptoms to save their own skins, but fortunately officers root them out. They're sent back to quarantine. Very few soldiers in the quarantine camp survive, but the sickness stops spreading among your healthy troops. Sometimes sacrifices must be made. Yay! Oh no. Oh look, it's auction time! I'm gonna let people auction while I BRB a moment and prepare my end. Well, that was a result, I guess. So, the patricians could rebel, if they wanted to. Meanwhile, something's wrong. There's an evening like any other. You're sitting for dinner, your servants heaping your table with dishes fit for a queen, goose tongue pie, roast boar, jelly pigeons. And of course, your wine glass is never empty. Prepare to take a swig. Usually, you have food tasters test your wine for poisons, but today they're off sick. Probably nothing to worry about. More wine for you! 60% chance. Drink the wine. A single drop touches your lips. And then the spy master appears out of nowhere, dashing the wine glass from your hands. Tell me you didn't drink that! Oh, ninth, a tiny amount? I heard from my spies. The wine is poisoned! How much did you drink? How much? You try to speak, but nothing comes out. Just an inhuman croak. You try to stand, but your legs are weak. You collapse to one side, convulsing. Everything goes black. You fall into a deep abyss. Fragmented images flash past you. Your spymaster lifting an antidote to your lips. A doctor putting leeches on your brow. Sunlight streaming through a window. When you finally wake up, you're lying in a hospital bed with your spymaster sitting opposite. Ah, good. You're finally awake. How long was I out? You've been comatose for 2 weeks. Your wine was poisoned with Ainwick's Cascader. It's fortunate you only drank a drop. Who did this? One of the children of the Viper, the most fierce assassins in the kingdom. No doubt hired by your enemies in the east. To make an attempt on your life of the Queen. They must have be exceptionally well paid. You'll be more vigilant from now on. Did you catch them? Alas, we did not. The Viper's children are a devious bunch, with hideouts all over the world. He's probably already fled to Taverlin. Am I going to be alright? Yes, Your Majesty. You're on the road to recovery. But it was a touch-and-go thing. Throughout the kingdom, commoners and nobles alike were convinced to die. Panic spread like wildfire. Even worse, this near-successful assassination attempt made you look weak. More and more people are convinced that the rebels will prevail. I'm starting to be sick of being queen. Awful, isn't it? Better you than me. Anyway, rest up. We need you at full strength. The Count will stop at nothing, even murder, to bring you down. And they came close to succeeding. Everyone can rebel now! Everyone can rebel! Oh, oh no! Oh, there are 64 nobles. It does not need many votes. Vast armies darken a landscape under shadows of clouds. Flags are flying, drums are pounding in rhythm to the marching of boots. The kingdom is gripped with civil war. At least that's what you imagine. Most of your time is spent in the safety of your palace, poring over a giant map with your marshal. Your Majesty, the armies of the east are advancing on the capital, led by that traitorous cur, Count Overlord ARG. Have received word from the commander of our loyalist forces in the south. They are on march. If they march now, they'll intercept the Count in a matter of days. Alternatively, they could join forces with the army of the coast. It's risky, but together they'll have a higher chance of defeating the accursed Counts. What are your orders, Your Majesty?
Mayhem! Yippee!
That is Tributary Sam there gifting 10 subs. The first time we've ever done that. Thank you ever so much. That is so kind of you. Thank you. Thank you ever so much. We're going to have the Grandees fight the East Army head on. That is really kind of you. It's the best. Like, your army's not very good. We should just... We'll totally help. Tell the Grandees to fight the Eastern Army head on. Very well, Your Majesty. I relay your orders to Grandee Miniblim 1, commander of the field. Hopefully they'll do as you're told. God knows treachery could thrive on a battlefield. We have our orders. But should we follow them? Ooh. Oh no! Hilarious, the mini-blin is a dev.
Mayhem.
Really?
Yippee.
Lots of brilliant there with Tributary Sam gifting a sub. Thank you ever so much. We are... Oh! You're following the orders? Wow! Except Arcane Rogue. Arcane Bird is like, no. Remember, they're actually fighting for me. Can't believe it. The whole city holds its breath. You stew in your palace, waiting for the marshal's return. Finally, she bursts in your throne room, drenched in blood and sweat. You look awful! At dawn, we drew up in battle formations. It's all very orderly at first, Your Majesty, but after the trumpets blow and the cavalry charge, it's nothing but blood and screams. The Eastern Army smashed into our troops like the fist of a ninth itself. I've seen some battles in my time, Your Majesty, but never a massacre like that. So much blood. We were utterly annihilated. Some of our southern forces may have survived by fleeing to the hills. I don't know. I had to get out of there. This is all your fault! If I remember correctly, you gave the orders. The Grandees followed them. The blame is on you, and everyone knows it. Enough bellyaching. Let's focus on the next battle. The Southern Army was routed in the aftermath and scattered across the countryside. It'll be months before they can regroup. I'll have to rely on the patricians. It all comes down to the next battle, Your Majesty. The fate of the kingdom lies in the balance. I'll lead the troops personally this time. I must advise against this. You'll be in great danger, and inspiring as your presence may be for the troops, your death or severe injury could destroy their morale completely. No. I'm sick of waiting around. Very well, Your Majesty. I will prepare your armor on horse. We ride at dawn. Let's finish this Cav 2K. The eastern border is lined with countless campfires. Pikemen practice their drills. The Count's troops are gathering in vast numbers. Yep, Cav. Look at them all. Wondrous sight, is it? Is this it? Are we ready to march? No, not yet. We're still mustering our forces. And on that subject, I've considered several proposals to further bolster our army for the trials ahead. Oh dear. Conscript a mass of peasant levies. Oh no! Oh no! I'm doomed! But it was fun! And a story! The East has been denied so many times! And now they're gonna get their time to shine. Conscript a mass of peasants. The East has a long-standing tradition of sending our peasants off to serve as human shields for our real soldiers. The Counts pull peasants off the fields and thrust spears into their calloused hands. This will mean a few bad harvests for sure, but the East can survive that, right? The kingdom is burning. As the Counts march their troops across the country, the Queen struggles to put out fires. A secret meeting is being held. Deep in the south, in the back gardens of a sun-bleached villa, a number of Grandees crowd around a figure, raising their arms in a toast. Here's the future Monarch Nazar and the golden age on the horizon. It has already begun. Merchants and peasants alike know we're the best option for a safe and bright future. May the ninth god strike down the false queen for her wickedness. Soon the Inquisition will be complete. The Archbishop will crown our claimant, but what should be done with the Queen? I mean... burn her at the stake. Your thing will probably go first, Cav, because I'm likely to die on the battlefield. I'm very likely to die on the battlefield. Oh dear. Glorious way to usher in a new monarch. The ninth god will surely be pleased. First, the current queen's grip of the kingdom must be at an all-time low. We wouldn't want to face any backlash from our little fireworks show, would we? Stability to 1 or less. At least one region entered the final stage of their scheme. If they pass it, they'll win the game. There are some exceptions. 2 more regions pass the final scheme at the stage that would all be decided at random. If stability or treasury hit 0 and the final scheme passes at the same time, the scheme takes priority. If a rebellion ends, the rebellion win, and the final scheme passes. The scheme takes priority. The monarch can only win in ambition events, which appear after they've acquired an heir. Sitting on a bench outside, 2 patricians are plotting their latest scheme. The thrice-cursed queen is still refusing to sell us any public land. Makes sense, treasure's not exactly suffering right now. Patience, my friend. It's bide our time till the Queen runs out of gold. You know? I'm sorry, but I need the money. Can't tax this! No, I can't. I need the money. The final battle. We have to do this. It's the night before the final battle. The atmosphere of the coastal camp is subdued. Everyone knows the Count's are a formidable foe. On the journey, you've had to leave most of your luxuries of a queen behind. But your marshal was good enough to ensure the royal command tent is always stocked with wine. I have the option to get wasted. You neck back your wine in one gulp. You feel better already. Tomorrow we fight. How are you feeling, Your Majesty? Like I'm about to spew. Your marshal's expression doesn't change, but she takes a sharp step back. Now that you're here, you need to lead your troops. Otherwise, their morale will plummet. At last, a chance to show my martial prowess. I look forward to seeing you in action. When you wake the next day, you have an ungodly hangover. With a groan, you climb onto your horse and ride out the troop to meet the Counts of the battlefield. The sky is blood red. Flags whip in the wind, horns blow, drums beat. Both sides are in battle formations, with the enemy visible only as 1,000 gleams of swords and armor. Your troops are looking at you. They expect a speech. They can take your lives, but they can never take my life! The soldiers reply with a half-hearted cheer. Their hearts really aren't in it. Oh, we've got to do the 20% charge. I've got to do it. It's so... She's absolutely wasted. She's gonna do it. No! No! We charge! We do the charge because it's funny. You miss all the shots you don't take! Charge! Your warhorse surges forward, sweat streaming from its flanks. You raise your sword, and for a beautiful moment, it catches the crimson light of the sun. The army roars and rumbles into motion behind you. You charge the mass ranks of the enemy, thinking only of glory and revenge. Revenge against the accursed counts who betrayed you. You'll show them what happens when they mess with... Your Majesty, watch out! You look up. There's something zipping through the sky, getting closer and closer. What's that? It looks like an arrow strikes you directly in the eye, killing you instantly. Seeing their queen slain, the coastal soldiers panic and flee. But it's too late. The eastern troop crash into them and slaughter them mercilessly. In the ensuing chaos, your body is trampled to mulch. Oh well, for one glorious moment, you really felt like a queen. Leading her force against the Battle of the Counts, Queen Kesha was struck down by an arrow. After losing the civil war, the grandees retreated within their borders and immediately began plotting against the usurper. As a reward for staying loyal to the queen, the top patrician were beheaded. In public, the survivors swore loyalty to the new regime. In private, they swore vengeance. The counts launched a rebellion that toppled the queen and devastated the kingdom. In the aftermath, nobody could stop them from taking the throne, and Veronica was crowned to half-hearted cheers from a traumatized common folk. Queen Keshia the Confessor. I might inform you that the kingdom you are about to inherit is in ruins. Have fun with that next time, folks. But it's a very pious one. Very true. We have a great military. Only ruins in the military. But there are ruins. Look, that was was silly, and let's be honest, by the time it was becoming a train wreck, it was becoming a massive train wreck, and you have to finish with a massive... Imagine if that 20% had gone off. Imagine if it had. But it didn't.
Ooh, a pouch of gold.
That there is 100 bits. Papyrus Empire ruled by vampires. It's not much to look at, but it's all yours. Yay. More guards and mops instead of pikes. True. Well, you know what? It was silly. But next time we have a very interesting setup. And I thank you all for being here, folks, because you're all absolutely fantastic. That was some good stabbing. I hope it was enjoyable. That's the important thing. I failed miserably, but I hope it was enjoyable. That's the important thing. That you enjoyed my fumbling. And to be honest, eaten by rats is one way. I had to go for the 20% there. I bet if I hadn't have got wasted, it wouldn't have been so bad. But it was fun. Cav's arrow, probably. Oh, yes. It was fletched by the original Cav. It was a lot of fun. I'm glad you liked it. What kind of bow did you use? I also need someone to raid, as I have no one to raid right now. But thank you all ever so much for being here. And I've got to very quickly do the outro, because it has run over a little bit. Absolutely glorious. Marvellous. The Grandees came very close. They did! They did, but in the end... Old Dragon is streaming. Excellent. We will raid Old Dragon then. And so, thank you all ever so much. A couple of things I need to quickly talk. You were! But there's always next week. That's the thing. There's always next week. First off, there is my website, catrastrophes.com. You can check out all kinds of things there, including my schedule. We pretend you dust on. We can also find some way you can buy my book. There's also my Discord, where you can join a large thriving community, which I'm often a part of. Loads of ways to talk about stuff. Loads of emotes based on Let's Plays and streams, past and present. If you link your Twitch and Discord together, and you're subbed to on Twitch, you can use the Twitch emotes on Discord, which is fantastic. There's also my Patreon. There you can pledge to support me in doing what I do. There's some Let's Play stream by hidden behind paywalls, but there's a lot of stuff that goes behind the scenes you typically do not see, including but not limited to all the editing, compression, and test streams and test recordings that makes everything that I do a reality. And in these trying times, I do rely on the people that pledge to me to make what I do possible. I really, truly do. I rely on all of you. I do. And those that do pledge not only get a different coloured name on Discord of my deep and sincere thanks, they also get the ability to vote in upcoming playthroughs so the opportunity arises. Specifically, they get to make the shortlist for one of the slots of my main Let's Plays that gets voted on by the wider community. Then there's my YouTube channel, where you can check out all my content. There's the main Let's Play channel that's been going for nearly 16 years now, with 10,000 plus videos. I'm so old, and most of my older Twitch VODs. And then there's Kick Vodskia, recently set up for all of my Twitch VODs going forward. This one will be up there, for instance. And if you sub to me on my YouTube channel, you can get me close to 100,000 subscribers, but I really want to get to 1,000 on Kick Vodskia. So every single sub that you can give to that is so much appreciated. And remember, algorithm likes interaction, so liking and commenting helps out, and pressing that bell for the subs if you're subbed, for the notifications when you're subbed, helps out as well. And then there is my Twitter and my other social medias like Mastodon, Instagram, Blue Sky, and community tab on YouTube and the Discord itself. There you can get notifications about when I start streaming and when my Let's Play videos go live and random other things. I put pictures of my Warhammer 40,000 painting things up there too. And Throne Wishlist is where you can put money towards buying me things that bring me joy. Like, for instance, better luck on my rolls. That's not the right kind of throne, though. And if there's not a thing there that you like the look of there, you can suggest things with the suggestions bit. Then there is me thanking all of you, because seriously, you are all absolutely amazing and fantastic and brilliant and wonderful, and I could not do what I do without you, and I wouldn't want to do what I do without you. You are truly the heart and soul of my community. You make all what I do possible. I couldn't dream of doing this without you. I wouldn't want to do this without you. You are my community, and you are the most, generous and kind and giving and supportive group of people I could ever ask for. You are truly wonderful and amazing. And with your continued support, I'll be able to keep doing this for many, many years to come, as many years as is possible. No problem, MC. So thank you all ever so much. Seriously, thank you. Thank you so much, folks. Really, you're just the greatest. You truly are. Thank you. And whether it be morning, afternoon, or evening, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and I hope you achieve everything that you set out to do. The next stream is tomorrow, 2 PM GMT, Animal Crossing New Horizons, and it will be a day of Adorable, and it'll also be a day where Tex comes over to the campsite and we work on the interior of Mira's home. We'll make it even more awesome! You know, we won't make awesome this kingdom, because this kingdom is in literal shambles. But I'm sure the Counts of the East can, you know, can work to bring it back, unless one of the Counts decides that they should be the one that's going to be king or queen. But they wouldn't do that, would they? Would they? They might. And so, I'll catch you next time, folks, and I'll see you then. Later. Boy stickers. And remember, be nice to each other, everyone. For if everyone is nice to each other, the world would be that much better a place. And we all want that, don't we? Well, I certainly do. And I hope you do too.